So I've been an artist development manager on a major label for 3 years, and now for some years I've been doing it independently, producing winners like Sanaya. This is her before,
32 monthly listeners. How did they find?
and this is her now. So, over the years of working with artists, I've accumulated some base knowledge of boxes they have to tick to become successful and like big picture things that they have to be doing. Because it doesn't matter how good your promo is, it doesn't matter how consistent you are. Consistency is not key, bro. Knowing what to do and be consistent at that is key. So, in this video, I wanted to impart this knowledge onto you, which coaches usually paywall, but I'm not scared of giving it away for free because only like 1,000 people are gonna watch this video anyway, and only like 10 of those people are actually gonna do anything. So it's fine. If you are here, this channel is really for smart people because we go into the music and music growth in depth, into more depth than really anyone else goes. And one of the three things, the three pillars you have to have as an artist to attain success. By the way, if you do this first one and like you nail this first one down, then the other two become much easier. The first one is really the most difficult. That pillar is called attention. That's right. Entertainment is really an attention game at the end of the day. And when an artist can demand and command attention, they become successful almost by default. There's only a little bit more work to do after you've learned to command attention. So how do you do that? How do artists traditionally do that? Well, think about this. Music business is entertainment. And in entertainment, the most attention grabbing thing ever would be like a guy on YouTube burning his Ferrari. If you see a guy on YouTube burning his Ferrari, you're very likely to click on the video just out of sheer curiosity to see what kind of idiot burns a $500,000 car. And sheer curiosity is really the key to success here, because when a person is curious about you, they're willing to give you the chance to see what you got, which is really what marketing is all about. It's about letting people give you a chance. Your product a chance, your music a chance, whatever, okay? So how do you do this? Traditionally, artists do this through cool hair, very classic, right? Tattoos, very classic. If you're an actually good singer, that still counts. That is an attention grabber. People get curious. If you made a cool music video, and by the way, in my school community, there's a guy named Mark Leo. He sings and writes for Lions Lane, the band. He's made, like they've made as a band, an amazing fucking music video, which is really fun and great, and I love everything about it. I almost can't believe these guys are indie, but this is the kind of people that work with me. You feel what I'm saying? They create amazing shit, and this is really the point of grabbing attention. Sheer curiosity happens when something amazing happens. So you can do like crazy hairdos, crazy music videos, crazy tattoos. What else can you do? Well, a classic move that especially in rap is really big is you can get diamond chains, you can get like Balenciaga and Louis Vuitton and cool cars and chicks, because as a person who has access to that, of course nobody really knows that your label fucking paid for all this with your own advance money, but when you have all that, an average person looks at you and now you become a person of control. They have sheer curiosity as to how does he have the money? How does he have the chains? How does he have the clothes, bro? So this is a really classic move that the rap game has had and used, and it still works. People do it for a reason, okay? Another thing that you can create sheer curiosity from is I've seen a guy, an artist, he literally wears armor, okay? Medieval armor, full chainmail, full fucking plate, and he has a cool hat. I'll put a picture of him up. I can't remember the name right now, but I'll put it up in post, okay? So that's sheer curiosity. Why is the guy in fucking armor? And you really need to sit down with yourself and you need to ask, okay, what are the curiosity factors for me and what I'm showing? The next pillar that you need to master after attention, and this is where it gets easy, like this part is not actually fucking complicated. Congratulations. If you master attention, you've made it to the easy part. You're gonna make it in the music game if you actually think about, why should people even look at you or listen to you? So the next step is exposure. And exposure is really the easy one because you think, okay, who's my target audience? And where are they? In a few places. The first place is your phone or your computer screen, just like this. and you get there through the algorithm and through content. Another place is artists that they already listen to. You can get a feature, you can pay for promo, they shout you out on their Instagram, their fans see you. Or you're on their song, like fans are on their Spotify, they see you. That's exposure. Then you can do stuff like playlisting. Playlisting still works. It's so great, but it's okay. Okay, you can get exposed on playlists. You can get exposed on things like if you run ads, right? Then hopefully you run some ads and maybe you trigger the Spotify algorithm, so Spotify starts giving you exposure for free. Fucking awesome. And exposure, there's really not much else to it. You just need to be seen by as many fucking people as possible and plaster your face all over the world if you can. That's why bigger artists, they still do radio play. Just imagine how many boomers and people still listen to radio. Huge exposure. Some people with label backing still do billboard campaigns because, 1,000 people drive by, 100,000 people drive by, they've been exposed to the artist. That's all exposure is. But if it comes without the pillar of attention, they see you and scroll past you. And that's why your videos and your content never does well in the algorithm. It's because you haven't mastered the attention pillar yet. But after you master attention and you get exposure, all you need to do is monetize. And monetization in the music game is incredibly straightforward. The downside is you don't get monetized right away. You need to grow to at least some level to get monetized, and this is what I call the death valley. This is where careers go to die, bro, because some people, they simply struggle. They do the wrong thing, like fish out of water for years because they simply don't know what to do. So if you want to know what to do, you should really check out the school community. First link in the description. It's really everything. All my knowledge of being an artist development manager and now just a classic manager is packed into that school community, and it really takes you from, even if you have 0 monthly listeners, to unlimited. There's no cap on this shit, as high as you're willing to go. The problem is the death valley. If you can cross it and you don't quit before you get those first results, which working with me, people usually get in about 8 months average time so far, you will get there. You will get success. You will get ahead of the 12 million active Spotify accounts making music and posting it almost every day. Some studies show there's been like 11,000 songs uploaded a day or something, and you get ahead of all of them if you simply know what to do. It's really not like, yes, there's a lot of work, but the scheme, the schematic, the blueprint really isn't all that fucking complicated. And the third pillar that you need to have for monetization is you need to break it down like this. Okay, what can I really do? What do people give me money for? Well, shows is an obvious one. Then merch sales, fucking good. Then streaming. Streaming is not great income, but it's still income. It counts for something. Then you can have services. If you're a live musician and you know how to produce, if you know how to mix master, maybe you know how to play guitar like an actual instrument, right? You can monetize these skills as well and like make money while you're crossing the valley of death. And my favorite way of making money as an artist is actually selling mixtapes on a proud to pay basis. You say, okay, the mixtape actually costs $5, but you can pay me as much as you want. Just pay me as much as you fucking want. Whatever you think it's worth, give me that. There are like websites you can set up for this shit, and you sell a physical mixtape with benefits. So it's not about the CD. It's not so much about the music on the CD. It's about connecting to you as an artist and your artist world. And if you connect to this artist world, what can you do? Well, a free phone call, right? A person buys your mixtape, they put their phone number into the field, and you really call them and you're like, yo, dude, thanks, cheers for that. You talk to them for 15 minutes, get to know them. Isn't that fucking awesome? There are things like OG fan certificates. There are things like if they're in your city, if you're in a big city, maybe they can come to a studio session. Maybe they get a free concert ticket or like a gold card where they attend all concerts for the year for free, right? You can do a bunch of that, which justifies a high ticket price on the mixtape that you're putting out, and you can earn 100K a year or more just off of one fucking project, provided that you've mastered the other two pillars before this. And with that, this video is sponsored by me. Do check out the school community if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.